Woohoo!
Oh, it's asking me if it's okay. Yes, it's okay.
It, it better be. I kick you out if not.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right, everybody ready?
Give me 2 seconds
Yep.
in. I am ready. I'm ready.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the TARDIS Travel Guide. Yeah, I'm not Mark. I'm Jared, and I am welcoming you to this new spin-off show podcast. Welcome, everyone, wherever you are listening to this show at, because we don't really know where that'll be. So, whatever podcatcher found this podcast and brought it to your ears, welcome. As I said before, I'm Jared, and I am joined here by.
Mark Baumgarten or Marku42, and I still have the rope because we didn't have to do this, but I roped you into the recording studio, and here we go.
Yeah, it's a form of extortion, I think. I don't know.
It is. It
And
did not even think. It definitely is.
and next up we have
Zion Kuros.
Zion. How are you?
I'm doing good. Actually, better than most days. I finally learned how to draw Barbara Streisand. I've been
And
trying to
there,
figure that
the
out for a
internet
long
goes
time.
wild. The internet
So
goes wild.
I have a question. What in your life required you to be able to draw Barbara Streisand specifically and not Bette Midler?
I'm writing a book, and I've been trying to figure out how one of the characters looked, and I've been shifting between people. Like she used to be Margaret Qualley for like a year or so, and
Huh.
then eventually I saw this one random picture of Barbara Streisand, and my mind just said, "Boom, her."
That so
And ever
she
since then,
so Barbara Streisand was like your internal casting for this character.
yes.
Okay, awesome. I understand now because otherwise I was very confused.
I was very concerned.
Okay, with all that said, we are here to talk about Doctor Who because we do that a lot, or we did that a lot on Mark Who 42 on the show, and we wanted to continue doing it because there is obviously a need to discuss it for many, many things. One of the things I want to talk about is the current state of Doctor Who, which is part of the reason that this show sort of came about. Um, Mark, do you want to give a little breakdown as to where Doctor Who stands at this moment?
Well, the BBC are definitely saying they want the show to continue. Disney Plus, I know that there are a lot of people getting laid off at Disney Plus, so I'm thinking monetary issues. I don't think that Disney's keeping it. I mean, I think we've said that before on our show, and I think citizens of the show, we're in a pause because I know that Disney, because they're distributors, still have to say specifically no before anything else can be done. Would that be kind of the situation, Jared?
Yeah, basically what we are in the holding pattern we're in right now is the BBC and Disney got together and they had an agreement where the BBC would produce X number of episodes
Yes.
of Doctor Who in a spinoff, and they would be streamed, whatever you want to call it, primarily on Disney Plus worldwide. Unless you're in the UK, then it was on iPlayer.
Yeah.
Well, the production of this block of episodes has finished.
Hmm.
However, there are some of those that have not aired, specifically talking about the spinoff, The War Between the Land and the Sea.
Yes.
So even there is no news on is this is this agreement going to continue? Will there be more under Disney,
Hmm.
etc.? Is Disney going to say no? They can't really comment on it publicly because the deal is still in place. I mean,
Yes.
they
Yes.
still have to air the war between the land and the sea.
I
So
do
go
I
ahead,
do
Mark.
I do have a question about the Royal Land of the Sea because yes, these are the last episodes that were ordered in the contract, that Disney ordered. Why then? I've seen the trailer several places for War Between the Land and the Sea, and there is no from the world of Doctor Who anywhere on it. And
I
Exactly.
was about to bring that
now,
up.
yeah, and we talked about this at a panel that Zion and I did, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Mhm.
But they have it definitely seems like they're trying to distance themselves, and like they have 5 episodes or whatever, and they're like, we have to show it.
Right. It's
That's
very
what it
much,
feels like to me.
yeah, it's very much Russell Tovey and Gugu Mbatha Raw when you were watching
Yeah.
the trailer. Even Kate and Ibrahim and Shirley, the unit family, is taking a backstory in it. And they're
Yes.
leads. They're leads in the miniseries.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're trying to say, hey, can this stand on its own as a cool kind of sci-fi thing? We don't know. Of course, there are numerous rumors on the street. We all know that our dear Ncuti Gatwa has left the role,
Yes.
and the BBC is now shopping around for a production house for an animated series. And there's
Oh.
rumors, are they in talks with other streamers, etc.
Hmm.
All
I
this
forgot
means,
about the animated series thing. I completely forgot about that.
yeah, all this means is we are probably going to see another wilderness years. I don't think we're going to see another 12 years long or however many years long wilderness years, but it's going to be a little bit of a hiatus while things get back on board.
My
So,
my question is that if not Disney Plus, then who else? Because like I'm trying to think of like because we look at these last couple seasons and like I can see where the Disney money went in terms of like graphics
yep.
and such.
Yeah.
So like I wonder how Doctor Who would even look on something like HBO Max.
How about Amazon Prime? Amazon might be a good place for it as long as they picked up the back 13, which is available now.
So,
It's a
Zion, to speak to your question specifically, how would Doctor Who look? It would look 2K because a lot of where that Disney money went was producing the show in 4K, which was a Disney Plus requirement for broadcasting and streaming. But the BBC could produce it to 2K. Now, I'm not going. There was obviously a couple shows like the Interstellar Song Contest. You can tell that there was some extra money
yeah,
thrown in there,
yeah.
Yes.
but a lot of it went to the higher quality filming than we would have already had. Maybe we had an extra 200 people getting sucked up into space rather than 600 or whatever it ended up being. Yeah, who would it be as far as a new streaming platform? You guys just hit the nail on the head. There's four that come to mind. Netflix, then you have Amazon, YouTube, and Apple TV. Apple TV historically has had lots of success with spacey type shows, with sci-fi type shows that have some production quality to them. Not really back catalog streaming, and I don't think that has quite the audience that we have. YouTube, YouTube would be over the moon if it got Doctor Who. I'm not gonna lie. Netflix, I think Netflix is the number one contender to Amazon. And as Mark said, the first 13 seasons of Modern Who
Yeah,
are
let's call it Modern Who. Let's call it Modern Who.
they are leaving Max, HBO Max, that other streaming service. They're as of a week from now, a week and a half from now, August 1st, they're gone. As we're recording this, it'll be a week and a half and it'll be gone. So
Okay.
follow the money. Where does it go? If you follow those back 13 seasons, that'll probably tell you where Doctor Who's going to end up. Because the deal that Disney had, if you sit here and think about it, they only had the new seasons that they produced, right?
Right.
They could only show their stuff and the War Between and the Land and the Sea. Whoever's going to pick it up now, the back 13 seasons, the first 13 seasons, are all on the table. So wherever those seasons go, those back, as Mark calls them, the back 13, the first 13, watch that because that'll tell the story.
Yes.
You know, follow the, I mean, it's a very, big thing, but follow the money.
In that, I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Um, given that, let's say that we do end up in the wilderness years again, right? I I want to look at it in the aspect of, okay, since we're already getting to this point, or we are here, let's look at how did the show come back and sustain its popularity when coming back, right?
Right.
And so I was the one thing that I look at when I see what's wrong with Doctor Who right now is the episode count. So essentially, my question is that out of all of these, which one do you think would give the most episodes, if any?
I would say Amazon or Netflix, just
Yeah.
from a budgetary standpoint.
Yes.
But people are saying, "Oh, well, there's a new Wilderness Years," blah 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 blah. Some of the best Doctor Who that exists today came out of the Wilderness Years,
Absolutely.
100% I agree. The new
which is
adventures were amazing, and Big Finish got its start during the wilderness years.
right. And Big Finish is one of the things that this show exists on, because just because it's a hiatus, that doesn't mean we don't get new Doctor Who every month.
Exactly.
We're going to have 2 years of new Jodie Whittaker, new Christopher Eccleston, and whoever else comes along down the line. It's new Joe Martin came out just this week, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it doesn't mean that there's nothing. It just means it's there in different formats. And so when I said we wanted to call this the TARDIS Travel Guide, we want to follow the Doctor's adventures in all of the formats.
Yes.
Everything that is there.
And are we going to be doing this throughout the wilderness years? When the second wilderness years, when that ends, are we going to end? How does that work, Jared?
We get put on hiatus. Isn't that how that works? I
Oh,
don't.
that's right. We go on hiatus for like 20 years, and then I see how it works. Okay. We're all done.
And
It's like the Jody and Christophers. They're alternating. Gotcha.
unless you're like Big Finish, and then you get a lot more constraints put on the type of content you can produce once the show goes back into production.
Okay, we'll have to figure that one out. We'll have to figure how
Yeah,
that goes. Yeah.
but yeah, so that's where we are. Doctor Who is. I mean, let's sit and think. There's not been a Christmas special announced. If
True.
theoretically, because I'm sitting here thinking about it historically, the return of Doctor Mysterio filmed in September, and it aired on Christmas that year. So if they had a script in place and then money got thrown at them, they could do a new Christmas special. The timing would be close, but it could happen.
It
I
definitely
think
could.
I think what we're more likely to see is either the premiere or the finale of the War Between the Land and the Sea be the Christmas special.
Right. I'm thinking that, I mean, that makes sense in a way that,
Because it
and
Yeah.
except for the distancing, I would almost see in that last episode, which would maybe be the Christmas episode, the doctor shows up and wishes us all a Merry Christmas and
Well,
and to us all.
let
And
me ask you this, Mark. Did
but it's not going
you
to.
did you, is there like a British trailer? Because if there's like a BBC
There is
trailer,
another
I
trailer.
could say it.
Actually, the BBC trailer, is that different, Jared? Is there a different trailer? I know they're about the same amount of time,
they're
but
about
to
the
be
same
honest,
amount. Yeah, they're about the same amount of time. I don't think there's anything majorly different
no,
between it.
I don't think so.
I'd
I don't
have
think
to,
there's a major difference.
yeah, I'd have to sit and pay closer attention.
Okay.
But okay, so that's where we are. We are sitting here, so we're going to talk about the show as we move forward with the Doctor's adventures in other media. So yeah, that's where we are right now. And as we've said, there's plenty out there. If you're a classic series fan, if you're a new series fan, there's books, there's audios still ongoing.
Books?
Comic books, there is a
Yeah.
new mini series coming from the comic book world.
Yep.
I think that might be the last one we see for a while
Oh,
too.
is that okay? I mean, I didn't know that was happening with ID. Is it ID? Yeah,
Yeah,
Titan.
yeah,
It's Titan or
yeah,
IDW?
yeah, it's
Titan.
Titan.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, Titan.
Titan.
I didn't know Titan was stopping.
Well,
I mean, they kind of haven't had anything out for several months now. I mean, it has been slowing down, but I didn't know it was gonna
well,
stop.
they have been what they've been doing is they're not commissioning an ongoing series. They're
Yes.
commissioning like, oh, here's this 4 comic arc,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Because like last year's Free Comic Book Day, and then they did 4 issues stemming out of that, and then that was it. And so I guess,
So yeah, they're going to do
yeah,
another 4 episode arc or episode
okay,
issue arc,
issue arc, yeah.
and that'll be it. So okay, moving on to our next little subject. Let's see what we did show and tell wise Doctor Who over the last couple weeks. Mark,
Okay.
what have you done Doctor Who related over the
Well,
last
okay. Zion and I participated in a panel. I threw together a panel with you, Jarrod, but unfortunately you weren't able to be there at Florida SuperCon, which was held at the Miami Beach Convention Center, July 18th through the 20th. And Zion and I did a panel, and Jarrod was supposed to, but Zion and I did a panel with Dan Harris called The Future of Who. And what we just went over a few minutes ago, that it is basically what we were kind of talking about. We had some audience participation. Zion, what do you think came out of that panel? What did people learn? What do you think?
I think overall, like they learned that like the show is in a interesting spot, but yet, as we said, there's so much things in the Doctor Who, not only that came out, but are still currently going, that you could just fill out your time and just be okay.
Yeah, and we talked about the back and forth of Jodie and Christopher Eccleston. We played trailers for both of them, and we talked about those. And it's really exciting about those. And then on the Saturday, Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper did their panel because we were the only other Doctor Who panel. It's very interesting. But they did a panel, and people were coming up and asking questions. And at some point, I stood up, and we were talking about Big Finish and stuff. And they were like, Jodie had actually said, uh, not Jodie, shoot, Billy. God, that's a real big difference. But who knows? Maybe Jodie is a doctor. No, Billy made a comment that, oh yeah, and you can get these audios. They're out now. Our audio's out now. And I was like immediately, no, actually, it doesn't come out till next month. Jodie's came out this month. It's next month, and then for every other month for 2 years, it's going to come out. And Christopher goes, "You mean 6 a year?" And I said, "Yes." And they go, "Oh, we didn't know that."
Oh,
And I mean, but then, and here I made an error, and I hope it doesn't bite me in the tush.
Okay, go ahead.
When I said what I mentioned, I know this stuff. I was going to say, because I used to be a dealer of Big Finish audios, but my mouth said a different word. I didn't know I said a different word until today when I saw the audio, because a friend of mine, Karen Esvin, took a video of my question when I was doing it. I said the word distributor, not dealer.
oof.
So I put myself higher in the chain. I didn't say I was. I didn't say I was anymore. I said I previously was, but I used the word distributor, and the reason I should not have liked. I should have realized what I said and corrected it, because Chris and Billy were like, "Oh, we didn't know you were here," and I'm like, oh, and I didn't. I'm watching the tape.
Oh
Nick
boy.
and Jason, I apologize for that. If there's because the video is probably going to be on YouTube, so it's definitely going to be there. And I just want to apologize to Nick Briggs and Jason, you Ellery. I did not mean to represent myself in your company like that. That was
You
it
were
was an accident.
you were pushing their stuff. It's fine.
Right, no, I was giving all the information, the detailed information that we have, that you and Jared and I, we've talked about it. I was giving all the pertinent information for people to know what it is. And so everything got out there that needed to get out there. I just stupidly said I was higher in the chain than I was. But regardless, I didn't say anything wrong. Everything I said is fact. When it's coming out, what's coming out. And so I don't feel bad about that. Just the word distributor just kind of irks me.
Mark,
And I apologize.
let me let you in on a little secret and make you feel better.
Okay.
In the early 2010s, at some point, I was at a convention with Jason Hagellery,
Okay.
and someone came up to the Big Finish table
Mm-hmm.
and asked Jason a question. Jason pointed to me and said he would know the answer. I don't.
Okay.
So
and that's where I was. That's where I
right,
was without the here, Mark, do this. I did it on my own.
right. Yeah, and it was because he has so much on his plate that he's like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But before I go, it's funny because that was the original question was going to be about coming back to Big Finish, and someone asked it already. So then when I left the line, I thought of something, came back to the line, and I said, Christopher, I don't want to, we're not going into any of the past. I don't want to know anything. We know it all. It doesn't matter. How did Nick and Jason get you to come to do Doctor Who again? You know what he said? He gave the most perfect, honest answer that I've ever heard an actor say.
What?
Cash.
I was gonna say
That was
money.
his answer. Everyone
Money.
laughed. I went, and then he went from there and went a little bit, about, now that he's back and stuff. And so I purposely left off because we don't want to talk about all the stuff from 2005. And then unfortunately, somebody 4 questions later goes, "Why did you leave Doctor Who? We could have used you for another season." And he was like, "Oh," and everyone was like, "Oh." It was just it was a great panel. And now, if I to be honest, I've met every doctor except for William Hartnell, the
Mhm.
Tom, which unfortunately I wish I still would, but I don't think that's ever happening, and Jodie and Shooty. Every other doctor, well, maybe Joe Martin, but every other doctor I've ran into, seen at a convention, talked to, etc. So that was
I
nice with Christopher and Billy.
I unfortunately met Patrick Troughton at his last convention.
Okay,
Oh.
now that's interesting because I met him just before that because I know he did OmniCon uh, before he did that final one.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was at that final convention,
yeah,
and mind you, I was very young at that point.
yeah. Well, we
But
both were. Yeah.
but yeah, that was where I met Patrick.
Yeah, and I remember when he died, I the obituary came out. I still have a copy of the obituary somewhere in the garage, the cut out piece of the newspaper. And I made my uncle had this T-shirt making machine that at my grandfather's clothing store. So I made a sweatshirt with a picture of Patrick Troughton, the one that you always see where he's like in front of the uh, uh, the control panel with the big scanner on it, and
Hmm.
I made a sweatshirt out of that and wore that at the next, for the next week. And I had a black armband, and kind of like I did with John
Nice.
Lennon. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
speaking of the Eccleston Piper audios, I want to point out something very, very interesting that will probably come into play later, but I think is interesting right now. In December of 2024, so 7, 8 months ago, all 12 of the Ninth Doctor audios with him and Billy were recorded. Because if you go to the Big Finish website, you can go into the future and it'll show this was recorded on this day, blah 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 blah. They have not recorded all of the Jodie Mandip audios yet.
Yeah,
So
definitely, you're right.
Hmm.
it's just an interesting thing because I remember when I spoke to Mandip in February at MegaCon, she actually said that they needed to get back into the studio and record the second half of their thing. All right, that was good. Mark Zion, what have you been up to in the Hooniverse?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh,
I am going to be completely honest. The season finale jaded me so much that I just said I'm going to take a break and I'm going to step away and I'm going to read Marvel, read DC,
Ye
and
I
yeah.
get you,
yeah,
Zion.
And the first
I
thing
get you
back
too.
was a 13th Doctor thing,
Mhm.
and yep.
I get you. I'm right there with you. I sat there and watched the finale and was like, oh, "What is this?"
Yeah,
Now, Zion, what if I want to play a little bit of? I don't want to say devil's advocate, but just hear me out for a second.
Okay.
Imagine the next episode of Doctor Who starts, and it
Okay.
starts with Billy standing there saying, oh, hello. She goes in, runs around the console, and says, oh, this is new. I shouldn't be out here. But if I'm out here, where's the thief? And on the monitor on the wall, you see Judy Gatwa's face inside the TARDIS, where they did a body swap.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
That
huh?
and so that Trudy isn't gone and
And
comes back, and yeah, I can.
and then what I would do, just because I'm snarky, I would immediately cut to the fans.
The
The
three
fan
fans,
the
three
fan
fans from
I
Lux,
I would immediately cut to the three fans from Lux and have them go, what? 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 And
and
cut to
then
the
cut
credits.
to the title sequence.
Yep.
That would no, Jarrod, write that, send it in because it's interesting. You know how like Russell for the last year has been saying, oh yeah, he's got scripts for season 3, season 4, they're in the works and stuff. And then just recently he goes, I have no idea how I'm going to get out of this Billy Piper thing. Did he actually write anything in the future, or was he lying the entire time and there's nothing written?
Who
Because
knows?
he wrote himself into a corner just now and has no clue how to get out.
I would, like I said, I would do that, and I just wanted to show Zion, as crap as it is, there's ways out. There's ways out
There
that,
are.
yeah.
It is not just a Billy thing. It's just like I have no faith in RTD's endings. Like he says that he has these plans. Like I don't even know if we even found out why Ruby
Ronnie?
Snows, right? Ruby,
Oh, Ruby. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
right?
Sorry.
Why she
Did
knows.
yeah, did we
Well,
never found that out yet,
we
right?
kind of it was a crap explanation, but
We
we
didn't.
kind of did. I thought
Yeah.
that it was something to do with well, not religion, but faith and calling things into I don't know.
I,
It made no sense, but he did do that at the end of the season before.
Okay, you know what the
we're not.
problem is?
Yes.
The problem is this: at the same time Doctor Who was out, Andor was out, right?
Okay.
So even though they're two different shows, and I'm not comparing them by all means, I'm just trying to say when you can see certain shows that are written with a clear vision of where this is going and what this is going to be and where all this is going,
Like Andor.
like Andor, you can tell. And then
Mhm.
when someone just says it and then what they show on the screen doesn't actually say it, you can tell. And so like when I was watching Andor, I was like sitting there saying, "Wow." And like the whole point, like a whole like for example, a whole giant point of the prison episode in season 1 was to show that Dedra was going to be end up in the same prison.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa! That was the whole thought the entire time. And you're like, you had that plan from the jump. This is incredible. It was a nicely tight bow, and then now you could go straight into Rogue One, and now it's somehow a different movie because he had a plan set. And so like
Mhm.
yeah, like when I look at Doctor Who and he says, "Oh, I have a plan," but yet I look at these plans and there's nothing really happening. I feel
Yeah,
like, uh,
I agree with you completely. Like Battlestar well, except Battlestar Galactica kind of fell apart at the end. But the Cylons had a plan. Andor, Disney on Star Wars, Disney had a plan with Andor. I don't. I mean, he's got ideas, Russell, but is there an actual quote unquote plan for Doctor Who? Does Doctor Who need a plan, to be honest? Because it is a different show in every way
It's
than
an
Andor.
or
Why does it need a plan?
or it could be something like the Marvel method, where like he has like just no cards posted somewhere and says, okay, Omega's going to come back, Ruby Snows, and and then when you get to the episode, then he starts getting into the mumbo jumbo of the whole concept. At
Yeah.
least
Did
that's
you
a
see?
well.
possibility.
Well,
Did you
there.
see Pat? Did you see Patty's post today? You did because I saw you commented on it, Zion, about
Yes,
the Mars.
and
Yeah,
that was a perfect analogy. I was like, wait,
yeah.
that's exactly what it could be.
Tell everyone what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, like there was this post about how Kevin Feige could his whole thought about what the next part of Marvel is like something like the Marvel method, where like he doesn't have like a full plan, but just like rough ideas just put together in places.
Yeah, they're like
But
bullet points for the new Avengers movie, but there's no script and or something like that. And the character people who are doing characters know their characters and are taught their characters so they can interact within those bullet points. I think that was it, wasn't it, Zion? That was close to it.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Patty was comparing that to the Marvel method of the original Marvel method. And in a way, yeah, there are. He's got scripts. Scripts are there, but it does feel like, oh, I want to throw this in. I want to throw that in.
Well,
Kind of
it
like the script that Robert Holmes would never do, and why he didn't take the Five Doctors, because he's given a menu, and
I
in some way, Russell's got a menu, and he's trying to fulfill it, and I don't know if he does.
I want to sit here and put something else in your brain just to think about when it
Okay.
comes to that. Is it that he's putting stuff in to the recipe of the season, or are ingredients being given to him and taken away from him halfway through cooking? Because one of the things that is very much at play here, I
Yeah.
don't think Ruby Sunday was supposed to leave as early as she did. Because if you sit here and think to every interview we have had with Russell about the casting of Arata Sethu, they were like,
Hmm.
oh, she was great during Boom. Let's just offer it to her. When they found out that they needed, you know, you and I, everybody here knows these seasons were filmed back to back. So if there was a plan for a companion to swap out at the end, that casting process would have already started much earlier in the season. And then, like we said, imagine Shooty leaving, screwing up the ending. Because I firmly believe, had season 3 gone into production, we would have seen Ruby and Verada, sitting there together.
Okay.
So,
And I do remember something. I was behind the scenes with Millie that may have contributed to a departure. So yeah, I see what you're saying,
Same.
and it is an alternate to what I was saying, and I think both of them are valid ideas.
and it could have been a little
Yes.
bit of A and a little bit of B.
It definitely could have been a little
Hmm.
bit from column A, a little bit
Because
from column B.
I can tell you, Zion, I've talked to Mark about this. I haven't talked to you. When I was watching that finale, when I was watching the reality war, I actually looked at Millie, and during the Poppy scene inside the TARDIS, I actually looked at her and said, "What just happened to her hair?"
Hmm.
I was like, "This is not." I was like, "This was months later than when she walked into the TARDIS." Because if you watch, her hair changes, and
Oh,
I'm like,
really? Huh.
"Yeah." I was like, "This is different filming block than what was there before," and so I'm like, "Yeah, everything from here is done." But regardless, we have spent a lot of time on the current season. And what have I been doing, Doctor Who related, for the last week or two? I have been reading a little kids mini series from the late 2000s called The Dark Smith Legacy. It was,
Mm.
Yeah, I read that a long time ago.
yeah, it was released in 2009. It's like
Yeah.
10 chapter books featuring the 10th Doctor going on this quest, very similar to other things, looking for the key to time. This is a different little whatever the thing he's chasing is. I can't even tell you what it is. It's just a little thing that he's chasing.
A nice MacGuffin.
Yeah, a nice MacGuffin. Pretty good. Again, it's just catching up on reading. I did listen to, as far as Big Finish is concerned, I listened to the first Fugitive Doctor box set, which is very, very good. Hits the ground running. Joe Martin owns it. It's very good. I can't recommend it enough. You don't need to listen to anything else leading into that box set, so it's all good.
Very nice. I would actually, the last week, I was listening to all three so far released Second Doctor adventures with Michael Troughton. And I am enjoying that immensely. You've got Fraser Hines, you've got Zoe's in it. Like I said, Jamie's in it. But what's interesting, there's a character, and I'm not going to spoil it. Maybe we'll review it one day. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a character, a Time Lord, CIA agent named Raven,
Yep.
and I'm sorry, until the very end where she's like of episode of the third box, where she's kind of going, oh, maybe maybe the doctor's been right, maybe this, maybe that. I could not stand her character. I kept going, oh my God, I was dying. But it's a great box set. And maybe that's what Raven was supposed to be, that kind of character that you're like, oh, I hate, because you're supposed to hate her, I guess.
Hmm.
That would make sense. But the actress who was Raven was doing such a great job at getting me to hate her.
Hmm.
And then at the end, oh, what if he's right? But then she started, okay, okay, I can get into this character now. It was just,
Everybody, everybody, we all watched Torchwood. Owen Harper was a big asshole until
oh
he
my
died.
God, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
all right. Well, with that punchline there, I think we can move on to our big story of the
There's
week.
more? The show's not over?
Show's not over.
Oh, okay.
We all faithful listener have been listening to a Big Finish release, and we are going to continue documenting Doctor Who moving forward. And we are starting out with a new chapter in the life of an old face, the 11th, not the 11th, the 13th Doctor. No, I don't know why I was about to say. I was hoping they would
Yeah,
cast
Matt
Matt.
Smith is doing Big Finish now, didn't you? No,
Woohoo!
no,
But
no, no.
no, the 13th Doctor
Yes.
audio is from Big Finish production featuring Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill. Uh, high reviews. We'll talk about it more. Mark, go first.
Okay. I told Zion that I would talk about this. So I'm going into this going, all right, I like Jodie as an actress. Maybe it was just the writing I didn't like during the 13th Doctor's era. So I was going into this as Big Finish is doing this. You've got so Big Finish is doing this. You've got some great people involved. Like you've got the writer, you've got Tim Foley, who's written some great stuff. You have a great director. You have a great director, Ken Bentley. The producer, I Noga, is it Noga Flation? I don't remember how to pronounce her name. But she was talking about, oh, this is an exciting thing going into the 13th Doctor, into her era. And um, okay, I was expecting Big Finish. Let's go, let's beyond that. And instead, I ended up with something that 100% completely fell into the Chibnall era and could have been a Chibnall story. And I have to say, unfortunately, that disappointed me. I was hoping for hi, and we now it's not bad if you're into the Jodie era. It's a perfect story.
Yep.
But I'm not 100% into the Jodie era. I was looking for something more, and I got a Chris Chibnall script. And the director, the producer was saying, "Oh yes, this is good. This is like you're gonna feel like you're in." Well, yeah, I felt like I was in, so I was a little disappointed, and I'm gonna hold it off at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zion.
How do I want to look at this? I kind of look at it the same way. Like I was looking at it, say, okay, so now we have Jodie in Big Finish. Let's expand. I was hoping, like, okay, let's see, give her some range and see what stories we can give her. And you're like, okay, let's go. But that being said, this story isn't bad. It's just, how do I put it? It's in the middle. It's just in the middle. Like when I was thinking of the first introduction to Jodie, I was to be like someone, the person putting out the story, not like writing it or something, but like the person putting it out. It would need to be like a story that's like a 9.5 or 10, something that would bring in everyone and say, okay, this is Jodie, this is it, let's go. Now I understand you can't have it that way all the time, and so you maximize what you're given, and that's what kind of what I got out of this, particularly because I don't really care for vampires in Doctor Who, right? I always found that like them being the old time Lord villains was like the dumbest thing ever, and but like it is what it is. if in the canon they are going to show up, and they even make great stories like that Sixth Doctor story with vampires. I forgot what it was called, but it was very violent and it was really good. But yeah, so like I went into this when I heard vampires, like okay, let's just get that out the way, let's grade it how it is. And so like yeah, it's just a okay, who's the vampire? Pick off. Okay, now it's not you. But they did certain things in it, like a bit of misdirection, like when Yaz Yaz thought 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 that it was her friend, and she was almost certain it was, but it ended up not being her, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, I was so wrong." And I was like,
Zan,
"Okay,
Mm.
that's nice." Yep.
You
Zan,
know,
I wanted to say something. You're talking about having to figure out who the character, which character was the actual a truth vampire. And unfortunately, I kind of saw it a long time before it was revealed. And um, again, I don't think it was sloppy writing. I just think I was maybe I don't know. I was looking for something different, and knowing who the villain was from basically the get-go. When we learned all the characters, I'm like, okay. And then when the what was it? What was the laser that destroyed the? I don't want. Are we doing spoilers, Jarrod? Can I say anything? Jarrod,
not
can I?
quite, not quite yet,
Okay,
because
okay,
I want to give my high level before we
okay,
delve into spoilers.
okay. But I just want to just say, so I kind of saw where it was going and knew it was going, and again, not a bad story, just not my cup of tea. Jarrod, go for it.
Okay. I sit here and I think about there's a new series of audios with Jodie Whittaker, and Mark, the reasons that you didn't say care for it as much are
Okay.
the reason are the very reasons I say it succeeded.
Well,
Because because what was its job?
it was
It
supposed to feel like the Jody era, and yes, I did do that. It 100% succeeded where it needed to be.
Yep,
Yes.
But but
because
okay.
if you sit here and think back from Big Finish history, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, and everybody brings up the Sixth Doctor, like, oh, look
Uh-huh.
at everybody goes back and points and says, look, the Marion conspiracy, blah blah. They can write. This is what happens when he can get good writing. Blah 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 blah. The Sixth Doctor had two audios before that,
Yeah.
and if you come at, and this is my big thing with introducing Doctor Who to anyone, you should introduce them to a with a middle range
Mm-hmm.
story, because
I agree.
if the first thing you show them is blank, nothing is ever going to live up to it.
Yeah.
So this, for me, I enjoyed it. I went into it expecting a Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill story with them sounding like the Doctor and Yaz. That's what they were. And it was just a fun little romp. Yeah. It was pretty simple as far as story for people that aren't used to the format, like
Yes.
A
audio.
build up to the storyline that they're going to.
Right.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, you said Randy and I were watching Sandman, season 2, and we were watching episode 1, and she kind of got a little bored, whatever, and I think she left the room or something. She stopped watching it, and she said, "Yeah, Mark, this was boring." I said, No, it wasn't boring. It was setting up for what's coming up. You have to have the build up, and episode 1 is specifically to give you backstory and information so that then they can go whole hog.
Right.
And yes, I think that's what they did on this too. I think because there is a name drop that's going to be a major aspect of the series,
Yep.
and so mm, I just don't want to be a Jodie hater because I'm not. I love Jodie, but I never really cared for it. But you know what? That's all right because with Doctor Who, if you don't like a doctor, okay, the next one, start
Yep.
watching them, and you could find out if you like them. And I love Shooty.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it just I've been listening to basically everything Big Finish has ever put out.
Yep.
We're kind of there. Um, and I will be listening to this. Number one. because I'm a Doctor Who fan. Number two, because we'll be doing it for this show. And
Yep.
number three, because I'm a completist, which sometimes bites me on the, and I'm gonna say tush again. I don't want to say, I don't know how family friendly this show is.
Yeah.
Uh, but it is this is not going to be the highlight of every 2 months. At least right now in my thinking. It could get so good that I take this back.
Right.
Yeah.
I
But
will put it like this though. I would easily give this to any 13th Doctor fan just to get them in the Big Finish.
Okay,
Just for that
yes.
alone is good and
Yeah.
worth a 7, in
It
my opinion.
definitely fit between seasons 12 and 13, series
yeah,
12 and 13. It did.
and there's lots of room there for them to fiddle with.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
there's lots there. From the minute I hit play from that scene in the car, I was like, this sounds different to the other Big Finish ranges. It sounds different to anything I had heard on the main range. It sounded different to anything, be it Dalek Universe. It was its own thing, and it was very identifiable. Okay, this is this era, as you say, the Chibnall era of the show. It set
Yes.
it up. I was like, that. This is what it is, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I don't. Yeah, I won't say too much spoiler wise, but just for people that are on the fence, as you've heard us talk, if you're a fan of the era, this is good.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now, acting wise, Mandip was Yaz. She sounded just the way she was, and Jodie. Let me just go back to Mandip for a second. I think we had more depth out of Mandip as Yaz in this audio than we did the entire Chibnall era that she was on the
No,
show.
Definitely.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, Same for Jodie, because Zion, I know you're a big Jodie fan. How did you feel with the stuff she was given in this?
I I thought it was actually really good. Like it was as you said when I was listening to it, I was drawing, and it as I'm drawing, I could see the episode right there, and it's like wow, it's like she never left. It's like she just jumped off the TV and got straight into the booth with no time off.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say maybe this helped prepare her for her role in her cameo role in the finale, that she was able to remember how the Doctor spoke. Although I did find it interesting in one of the supporting video releases, like a Q&A thing between Jodie and Mandip. Jodie talked about how if she could go back in time, she would tone down her doctor, the way her doctor spoke, because she's very fast and doing audios. It's hard to keep the pace up with herself.
I agree. Like I said, this is a perfect between series 12 and 13 story. I'll say perfect. I want to say perfect, but it was definitely felt like the 13th Doctor and Yaz were like they never left the show. I agree with that 100%. I just I don't know. I don't know if I know why I didn't like the Chibnall era. To be honest, I don't know. I really don't know.
You're like me with the Pertwee era.
Okay. Yeah.
I have the exact same feelings about that. I'm just kind of eh. Other people love
Oh,
it. Other
yeah. I
people
love
love it,
Pertwee.
and I'm just eh.
I
What do you think about the Tim Treloar Pertwee?
He's
Is
good.
that the same era, or is that like a step above?
The pacing is the same.
The okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, all right, okay.
All
Definitely.
right, Zion, we cut you
yeah.
off.
Huh? No, leave it. It's okay.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Out of 10, Zion, how many? You said 7 out of 10 for this.
Just about a 7. Yeah, yeah. I can't rate it any less. Like the only reason why, like I'd have any problem with this is because it's stuff I've seen it before. What I've seen here, I've seen before. I've seen how Jodie acts this way before. I've seen them in these type of spots before. It's just not a bad story. It is a good story. It is a good 13 introduction to Big Finish,
Right.
and the fact that they went to like a classic route with vampires,
Hmm.
hey, that shows at least we are trying to give her more things than we gave her in the last 3 seasons. Because if they gave us vampires, we were like, hey, at least they gave us vampires here, more than just anorexic Daleks. But like, yeah, yeah, I like it. It's a 7. So like for example, like if there was like a story like where like I got something out of Jodie where like she like gets a different range where like she's like angry and we get to like flesh out that part of the character. It could easily be something in like a 10 just because for me. But like in story, it's like a 7. Safe,
Yeah.
good.
Yep. Perfect. This reminds me, there's an adage that I apply to sci-fi fans all the time, and that we have to be a little bit more perspective, and that is, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Where if you
Yes,
where if you go into something expecting it to be perfect and it's not, therefore it's garbage.
exactly.
But as you said, this isn't garbage. This is good. And
It's not garbage at all. It's not garbage at all, and it is a good place to start if you want to introduce someone to the 13th Doctor.
and on our way down the road, I could bet you by the end of this series, we will have some things that are higher and some things that are lower.
Yes.
All right, I'm willing to go for that.
I'm right there in a 7.5 with this as well, maybe 8, depending on if we're not doing half scales. It's okay. It's good. I enjoyed it. I was entertained. It did its job. I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
I'm gonna I for a story for a story. I don't think it was. I would say like a 6, maybe a 7.
Mm.
It just wasn't my cup of tea. What I'm looking forward to is next month. I'm looking for the
Yep.
Eccleston Piper era to come
I
back.
will. I will end up our conversation on the Jodie Whittaker Audio Vampire Weekend with this. It's better than Space Babies when it comes to season premieres.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say yes. I mean, really, I didn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't expect that one. Okay, yes, okay.
If you're looking at a season premiere kickoff, it's better than that. All right, Mark. Next month, what are we talking about?
Oh, hey, you know what? I don't know. We because we're
Wait,
doing this what bi-weekly or bi-monthly? How are we doing this?
real quickly, can I ask something about the story?
Yeah,
So how so so like she's chasing this vampire throughout the galaxy and throughout points in time. Um, I must have missed something. They could transform into dogs?
sure. Why not?
Why not?
Interesting. See, that's why we're here. That's what Big Finish is here for.
Hey, if Frobisher can be a penguin that can
There
simultaneously
you
turn into a
Yes,
go.
bird,
yep,
There you go. You got it. You hit the nose on the you totally got that one. Um,
yeah, like it's just out of left field because like Mark, I had
yeah.
no idea that it was going to be the dog. So I was like, oh,
I
it's
thought a mile away.
the dog. Okay, because
Yeah.
it faked his death. Okay, that makes
Remember, let's not.
sense.
Yeah. Are we giving spoilers? Yeah,
if
spoiler
they
alert.
if they stayed with us this long,
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well, in
oh,
that
this is supposed
case,
to be a
R.I.P.
spoiler-free
Barbara.
yeah,
R.I.P.
review.
Barbara.
I
If
am
we're giving it
sorry.
away,
yeah, poor Barbara.
I was upset.
Poor Barbara.
But I mean, the whole thing about the hen do that was another thing. The Doctor knows what a stag party is from the Matt Smith era. You know, Jodie knows what a hen do is. So I thought, okay, that's a misdirection right there. And, you know,
Mm.
I had to know what a hen do was. So it had to do with the chickens. Had to. There was a reason for them there, and I saw it that it was there for that reason. But so what we're doing, you know, we haven't really discussed what we're going to do next. You were just reading a story that I enjoy, Mission Impractical
Yes,
from.
because I am following along with the all new Adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast, and that is their selection for this month. So
Then
I
let's
was
not do that. Let's not do.
so I was reading that alongside of them. Yes.
Okay. Well, I know next month at some point next month we are totally 100% going to read Snare.
Yep.
Well, listen to Snare. Listen to Snare. Excuse me. Well, I kissed. Okay. Anyway, yes, we're going to be listening to Snare and talking about it. That would be the Billy Piper, Camille Kaduri, Christopher Eccleston story that
Yep.
kicks off the Ninth
Oh.
Doctor Billy adventures. Um, what else? We should talk. What books are coming out? Jarrod, I'm at a stump here. Tell us what you want to
The
cover.
the next book that is going to be released that is in any way Doctor Who related is September. We have that Dracula tie-in thing
Mm,
with the first Doctor, and his thing is part of that Penguin Classics thing. But you know what? We will, if you want. Zion, what do you want? Do you want to review anything else for next month's show, or just stick with the audio for right now?
Let's stick with the audio for right now.
as long
Okay.
as in September we can do both audio and not book.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one more, because like you said, there's nothing really coming out next month. When are the Target books coming out? When are those coming out?
The which ones?
The new ones that are from season 2 of Shooty.
They have not announced anything from season 2 of Shooty.
Okay.
They announced the next 3 Target novels that were originally scheduled for January were pushed back to March,
Oh,
and they will be Aliens of London World War III, by Joe Lidster. Matt Jones is doing the Impossible Planet Satan Pit, and then the Time of the Angels is going to be whoever the third person is. I can't remember who the other author for
okay.
those is.
We're definitely going to be covering those. I want to cover Robert Shearman's Big Finish novelizations when they come out. That's
Yeah,
October. That's
yeah,
October.
that. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've got a lot of things in the future to cover. But yeah, I think next month, let's just do
I'm.
another easing into.
You know what? I'm. Give me a second. I'm going to answer it for us really
Ooh.
quickly. Okay.
You might have a homework assignment, Zion.
Okay.
So, do we want TV or book? Or I'm guessing we want to stay. Do we want to
Book.
do just book? Just
Book.
book. Okay.
Book. Yeah. Unless you've got a really good TV you want to do.
Okay. Well, here's my thoughts. And faithful listener, you can't see me sharing my screen.
No, they can't. But
But
I can.
we have the nice time space randomizer.
Oh, go for it. Tell them where it's at and where they can get it.
The time space randomizer is at TARDIS.guide, which is a website that I highly recommend. It's a very active forum, but it's a place where you can keep track of everything you have experienced Doctor Who wise in any format, and you can rate it. So you can put a 5-star rating on any book, episode, audio, comic. It's all there.
Okay, you know what? Do it. The ones you've got: television, books, short stories, comics, audio dramas, and audiobooks. Use
I'm
those. Use
I'm gonna
any of
get
those.
I'm
Any of
gonna
those.
I'm gonna get rid of short stories simply
Ooh,
because there are no, I know that this is very, very, very complete, and they will include a short story from a collection that might not be readily available
for the public.
for the
Yeah.
public. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Randomize.
Let's go.
Randomize.
And the Black Guardian's going to stay away.
The incredible.
OMG. Yes, I have that.
I'm okay. We're not. I'm getting rid of comics too because we're not gonna read the incredible.
The Incredible Hulk presents
So
Slimmer.
yeah.
Okay, we can't do that. No one would
So
be able to find that. No.
television, books, audio dramas, audiobooks. Ready?
Romanas,
Yes.
hit the randomizer.
The
Okay.
Sleeping City. Okay.
Okay. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Companion Chronicles from Big Finish Productions, Season 8, Episode 8, The Sleeping City, with William Russell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a nice Ian story, and Vicky and Barbara. So here, justice for Barbara. We've got, there we go, The Sleeping City. So for next month, we'll have the new Jodie Whittaker audio, as well as the Companion Chronicles.
Well, no,
The
not
Sleeping,
Jody. The Christopher Eccleston.
oh, Eccleston, yeah,
We just had
Eccleston.
the Jody.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping me accurate. The Eccleston audio.
Hey, the rope must have got slack for a second. All right.
So For faithful listeners, if I go to Spotify, I want to verify really quick if this is there. I don't
Okay.
think it is.
Well, I have it from, but yeah, Zion might, and like, they need to have it. You're right. We need to make sure they can listen. The people,
It
our
is not. Oh,
listeners.
well, it is not.
Well,
It is not currently listed on Spotify. I know there are some big finishes on Spotify.
Mhm.
That is not one of them, which is fine. I just wanted to give people that option if it
Yeah.
existed.
All right.
All right.
One other thing I wanted to mention, coming up August 9th, Doctor Who Podcast Day. All the different
oh,
Doctor Who podcasters around the globe will be celebrating Doctor Who Podcast Day. I know Mark Who 42 will. Will we, Jarrod, be celebrating? Will we have an episode dropping on the magical August 9th?
Do you want an episode dropping on
I would
Magical
like our
August?
next episode to be dropping on August 9th. It would be great.
Okay, well then, do you want to record the Sleeping City?
Let's do that one. So
Um,
yeah.
we'll
yeah,
talk about
sure.
it. We'll talk about it more on the other side of the credits.
Okay.
So, all right. With all that said, apparently we're going to be back on August 9th. Hooray! And wherever you found us this time, continue to look for us there next time, whether it's at the end of a Marku 42 episode, if it's on a podcast released by the Federation, wherever this lands, find it there.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Oh, the Federation. Definitely. We
mhm.
should talk to
So,
Russ there. Yeah.
so, all right. Mark, where can they find you if they're looking for you?
They can find me and Zion at Marku42 or Marku42.com. We're on Audible. We're on all the other, we're on Pandora. We're on everywhere you can find podcasts around the globe. We're basically there. Marku42. And our Doctor Who Podcast Day episode will be an interview with Elbert Smith, a friend of mine who is an artist and writer. He used to work for Trauma Films, and now he does artwork and writing. He's got artwork that has just come out in the last few issues of Celestial Toy Room from DWAS. And there's going to be he's writing a story that's a Doctor Who homage that will be in the next issue of Blazer from 77 Publishing. So it's going to be a fun show. We're going to talk to him about his life and then talk about Doctor Who fandom. You can listen to us at marku42.com, Facebook, everywhere else too.
You can find me, but I don't expect me to talk very much. I'm on X, whatever, Blue Sky, whatever all
Blue
is
Sky,
there.
yeah.
You can find me. I don't talk very much, but you can find me. All right.
Hey, do we have an email address for people to write to us?
Not yet. We will.
Can we give them mine?
Yeah.
Marku42.42@gmail.com. Put attention, the TARDIS travel guide.
And if you want to sign him up for the birthday club at Burger King, his birthday is November 23rd.
That's true.
All right.
It is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Zion, Mark, thank you very much. And until next time, I've been Jarrod, and this is the TARDIS Travel Guide.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.